Welcome back to Delta Green on the Myth Machine channel. This is the New Age Part 2. And the fact that the story, the case file, the operation is called the New Age, that's the official name for it, the scenario, is absolutely no cause for concern for anyone. This show is rated R for cosmic horrors. So far, what have we had that have been absolutely horrible so far?
Sex
A
magic.
chest of sex toys.
Sticky book.
Yeah, we've had that. We haven't seen anyone perform it yet, which is probably a good thing.
Fenton was talking about geometry in a very strange manner.
And apparently you have access to the actual instruction manuals for some such activities now because it's evidence, dang it. Anyway, remember, follow the channel, subscribe, bell icons, everything, because the A-cell can't reach you if you don't. There we go. Who's with us at the table this particular time? Please introduce yourselves.
Special Agent Brian Fenton here, being played by Darian.
I'm Briar, and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I hardly heard that at all.
Is my bike low? Too low?
A bit.
You have been pretty quiet.
It's all the way up. I'll have to look at that later.
All right,
I am Briar, and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I'm Cal, playing Special Ops Jack Morgan. Good to meet y'all.
I'm Harper. I'm playing Cora Franny Talbot.
And who has the dodgeball?
Fenton, I think.
That
It's
was
me
the
at the
important
moment.
question we were asking ourselves before the session started. Who has the dodgeball? Does the dodgeball have a name yet?
Zed.
Zed. Remember?
Zed.
Zed.
Yes, of course. Yes, you're right. I remember that now. So, last session, you were assigned a new case from A-Cell. This time, the case brought you to St. Louis, Missouri. And not away from the city either. It wasn't like you were going to a big city and then got shuffled into some cars and driving out into a small town like it has been in every other case so far. Nope, you're still in the big city. Apparently, an Air Force colonel, ex-retired, had an explosion in his manor. And it was a strange explosion. Thus, you have been contacted not so much because of your FBI clearance, but rather because of your Delta Green clearance. The special agent in charge here, Gaston, is apparently a friendly, and he wanted you to have a look. The scene was messy and deeply disturbing in some ways because people got stuck in walls the way they absolutely should not be able to. No blast pattern recognizable for Talbot. There was a blast pattern, but it didn't make any sense. Blair had a similar experience at the morgue, examining dead bodies. That also didn't make sense. And you retrieved some evidence from library and bedroom of said ex-colonel. And now we are in a hotel room in central St. Louis on the first evening of your operation with a lot of books. How much booze?
At least a
We
case
might-
full.
There was at least the.
Sparkling grape juice because I'm cheap.
Sparkling grape juice. So
Yes.
not actual
Isn't that
champagne.
just... Isn't
I
that
don't want to
just
make
straight
Laura
soda?
jealous, okay? She'll kill me and I know it.
He's actually my backup character if Fenton dies.
You're not dying. Digging you out of hell.
Just undignified.
Because according to Delta Green tradition, the first night on the op is a time for indulging in serious libations. And overindulging, probably.
Maybe Talbot should make a beer run.
Abundance of alcohol and books on sex magic. What could go wrong?
Oh, nothing at all. I'm sure. Yeah, Blair has reported from... The night started early for Morrigan, clearly. It's a scroll wheel to switch your token around. Anyway. Yeah.
Blair had.
Oh, how am I doing this?
She just reported that the crystal was moved to that museum, didn't she?
Not museum, university.
University.
Yep, the Department of Geology, appropriately enough. It's a piece of rock, after all.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Very much.
Okay, do we want to address it immediately, or...
Yes.
Okay, but hear me out here.
Right.
I doubt anybody in a university is doing sex magic with a rock they got from a crime scene.
Have you ever been to university?
Yes, in fact, I graduated top of my class from Iowa State. And no sex magic happened to do it, despite what you may believe.
Oh my god.
Okay. Getting the rock. First and foremost, how did they even get it? It's part of a crime scene. Who the fuck?
I don't trust those university students. They just steal everything they see.
Apparently, some investigator decided that they wanted an expert on rocks to analyze it, which is not a typical knowledge profile or skill set for an FBI agent. Like geology, it was sent for analysis, not for training.
Okay.
Gee.
Let's say, who in their right mind?
No, good heavens. No, it's sent for analysis by experts, not for donation for undergrads to experiment with.
After our evening of reading so far, it seems that the gems are just a component in the spells, right?
Yep.
So it's possible the gem on its own isn't dangerous.
Yeah, and it's magic juice. Get juiced up before it starts fucking shit up.
It's some
God.
kind
That
of
word
focus,
choice there
probably.
is...
Anything in context of what's going on right now just isn't
It
winning.
needs a magic grape juice. Circuit isn't dangerous without a current inside of it.
Alright. We should...
Speaking of magic grape juice, should I go get some booze for us? It sounds like a booze conversation.
What time is it? It's 7 something? So
7:30.
it's probably getting late.
A little bit, yeah.
We could go to the university first thing in the morning to look into that. And then spend the rest of the night drinking and studying.
Okay.
Alright.
I don't drink. I'll just watch you do it.
Alright. We'll get you some espresso.
Thank you.
Yes.
Morgan
give
is
Talbot-
like shaking visibly from all the coffee.
Give Talbot a 20 so she can do a beer run.
Where are you with?
Uh,
Skipping down the path?
just a beer?
No. Getting more than a beer. Talbot may be Appalachian, but she's not a heathen.
Uh,
Getting the good stuff. Getting some rum, some ice, and a pina colada mixer.
Oh my God.
Ooh, pina coladas.
Now we're talking.
You gave me $20 and 0 instructions, okay? You don't get to criticize me.
Like the idea of the next morning that room service walks in and just sees our library and our alcohol collection and goes, what the fuck is happening here?
The blender's
It's
still running.
just a normal book club. Nothing to be worried about.
Right?
An espresso machine randomly plugged into the bathroom.
There's a dodgeball in the
Think
mic.
about the fact that there's an entire case of coffee bags on the table, and Morgan's also on the table and eating handfuls at a time. Don't worry about it. It's normal.
What if we fill up a body bag with books and just put notes on it that says not a body, do not look into.
That
What if we hide them under the body, though?
sounds like
What if we
something
just-
for a green box.
What if we just actually get a body from the morgue?
They're not guarding that.
You can get the
Legit, no,
body from the morgue and cover it in books, so people think it's a pile of books, and then when they move it, oh no, a body.
What twist?
Then you
How
have
do
the
you-
actual body bag, like outside of the thing. You put the side on it, it says dead, not a dead body, and they open it, it's just a bunch of books. There.
And then everyone in Delta Green is going to have to do the Z-cell training
Oh my god.
of what not to do when on an op.
Don't touch the books.
Are we going to be the Jack Bright of this whole thing?
The what?
There's got to be a whole list of everything that Z-Cell is not allowed to do.
The
Yes.
advantage of being this level of classified in Delta Green is not aside from compartmentalization and tradecraft and keeping everything very secret. Ain't nobody gonna micromanage you. On the
Yeah.
other hand, you don't have much in the way of backup either, so you have to decide.
I
What
am
is-
the backup.
You are the
I'm my own
exactly.
backup.
You are
I'm my
the
own backup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could punch.
So just
I
to
could push
clarify-
punch them.
Sorry. Am I walking the streets of Is this Atlanta or Missouri? St. Louis. Okay, so just to clarify, I am walking the streets of St. Louis alone and going to a liquor store completely unsupervised.
Apparently, yeah.
Great, good. No one is here to stop me from making bad decisions.
God. Fenton will give Blair a stack of books if she wishes to help.
Yep, she's gonna help.
Morgan's still reading that one sex book upside down. You haven't corrected her yet. Y'all haven't said anything about it.
Okay. Well, you're in the FBI. I assume you know how to read.
Oh no, I know how to read. It's just it's not in a language you can understand.
Oh, fair enough.
If you get any notes from that, I'll take them. I'll take the Spark notes.
My focus is still on that one book that had the photo in it.
Yep.
Just
Uh,
pouring into that.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Inner Light. Herbert Price's book.
Yep.
We're gonna read carefully, aren't we? And what are we, speaking of the run to the store, what are we getting?
I remember Fenton saying something about bourbon that one time at Club Apocalypse, but I also remember him wearing that stupid beanie, so I'm not entirely sure that's actually true. So I'm just throwing the first bottle of bourbon I see in the cart, lightly,
Makes sense.
and then the pina colada mixer and some rum. And what does Blair like?
I have no idea. I think she'll just take anything.
Okay, and a bottle of red wine.
All right, we have the recipe for a good party.
Yes.
Meanwhile, since we're reading, we've already checked for Fenton's occult knowledge when it comes to reading Price, but you're gonna spend the evening with this book, absolutely, as you are getting deeply into his writings. Why don't we have Blair and Morrigan roll an occult check each?
Alrighty.
Yeah.
First roll
First
of
roll.
the day.
Can't
That's
wait
what
for her to critically succeed and accidentally cast a spell.
Oops.
Oh my. Oh god, do.
Not today. No spells have been cast yet. How many ops have we
Nobody
done without a
told you
single
that
spell
they-
yet?
I know!
Morgan takes one look at the book cover, realizes she's reading it upside down, and she's, oh my god, I gotta start over again.
I've got all of this sanity and no geometry to burn it on.
The good news is that Blair and Morrigan will learn a lot that they didn't previously know about the occult in terms of how people think about crystals and special focal points in the body. So you're supposed to, in some books, it describes how you're supposed to take different kinds of crystals, semi-precious stones with magical properties, and you put them on different parts of your body depending on what you want to achieve, what your goals are. You mix them in particular ways at particular times. You might involve various ways of meditating, lying down, sitting up, standing on your head. Use incense, various other tools to induce your mind into the right mindset and trance-like state, and so on and so forth. You're going to learn a lot about those things tonight as Talbot comes back with all the drinks.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of Blair's stuff. She's always going on about crystals. Don't understand any of it. It's not
Is
you.
she?
No, the other one. Not you. The other one.
Okay.
I got so
Another
confused.
Blair.
Wait, which Blair are we discussing?
So I know another Blair. She's one of Bu's friends. She's always going on about crystals. And I don't understand any of it.
You have to align your inner vibrations and connect your body to the mystic world.
Yeah. The other Blair made me do a yoga once. I tried it. I didn't understand a single bit of what she was telling me.
Every
I
time
think
you
I'm
say the
kind
other
of hopeless
Blair,
at this, actually.
every time you say the other Blair, I just can't help now but think of an anti-Blair.
I'm just thinking of like an other Mother Blair.
Yeah, exactly.
Anti-Blair loves dodgeball.
Clearly.
Anti-Blair's crazy. She lost her
yeah.
medical license.
Most likely.
Yeah, Anti-Blair was so into Tylenol.
Oh, yeah, most likely. She was a bit wild, that one.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how well you're going to stand up to the drinks being served by Talbot, who in no way, shape, or form is going to encourage anyone to get more inebriated than they want to be.
Oh no, Talbot respects everybody's limits. Talbot is not here for alcohol poisoning. I say in the third person.
And of course, as you drink, you have to tell a war story of some kind connected to the horrors you've seen. That's part of the tradition, as you're pouring one out for those who are no longer with you. In this case, DeLuca. I'm sure there will be more agents missing in the future. Wait, what? I didn't say that.
Speaking of missing agents, did Redmond ever survive?
Who?
Remember, he was only here for the first session.
Oh,
Blair
yeah.
shot him.
Oh,
Then he
yeah.
was shuffled off screen.
Yeah,
Survive.
Given the classification, so as far as
he never saw the monster or anything. Because he never went inside because Blair shot him.
exactly.
He lived happily ever after.
Yeah. Man, Blair, why couldn't you shoot the rest of us?
Until the player comes back, in which case he didn't.
You just turn back time and unshoot them.
Shall we do some constitution checks to see how you all stand up to the drinks?
Oh,
Morgan is not going to drink.
Very well, then you won't have to roll the constitution check, will ya? Oh,
Fenton is going to drink in excess.
Fenton is clearly drinking in excess. Oh, Talbot.
Oh, I thought that critical was me.
Dang!
Talbot's
Okay.
doing magic.
Talbot, you are...
Oh my god.
You're laid out, aren't you?
There's gonna be, don't go into the bathroom at 3 a.m. this night, just saying, because it's gonna smell.
All of
something
you
like
are... All of you got zonked?
Yep.
We're gonna have
Why
to
you leave poor Morgan sitting at the table just staring at you all?
Morgan's going to have to hold back everyone's hair.
What are the war
probably-
stories we're telling each other here, Fenton?
remember the first time we met those weird, fishy monster zombie ladies, and the one was had me against the wall, and it was gonna rip me in a little pieces, but then Deluga came storming in with her shotgun, just blowing those motherfuckers away. I'm just gonna cry.
Oh.
Blair?
Oh god. I don't know if I have one. My memory is not that good.
Is Blair just a blackout drunk?
Blair is just, I don't know. There's a lot of sobbing going on. Talbot?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna share the story from the town hall. Like, just... Like, Fenton is obviously not dead. Yet. But having somebody almost die right in front of her just is not nice for the brain. And as she's going on talking about this, about how she thought she was gonna have to say something nice for a funeral, she then goes on to say, you know who the real enemy is? Crabs. Every single creature we've had to fight looks like a crab. I just don't trust them.
We should all lobby to ban crabs.
Ban crabs?
Ban
You got
crabs.
the right idea. We need to ban crabs.
We need to ban crabs. There we go.
Ban crabs.
Ban all crabs. And you know what? Old Bay is in on it too.
Yes.
Those fuckers
Contraband.
invented
Crab legs.
crabs for
You
profit.
know what you always see next to the crabs? Old Bay seasoning.
I know.
Coincidence? I think not.
McCormick has been behind it this whole time. We need to go after McCormick.
Oh my god.
Oh, while we're
You
at
should-
it, ban the imitation crab meat too.
I can
No,
I
that
can
stuff's good. Go on, Fenton.
I can make a call to one of my buddies in New York and
Crab people, crab people, crab people.
Fenton is
crab
drunk
people.
calling Corso?
Put him on speakerphone. I want to talk to him about his hot friend Steven.
Alright, I'd go and call Corso.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Standing right next to the phone.
I put him on speakerphone.
Corso, what's Steven's number?
Roll a luck check, Fenton. Let's see if Corso is in. It's like closer to midnight.
Yikes.
Critical failure in this case, does that mean he's definitely picking up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you means he
Poor
definitely
guy.
picks up.
Also, what kind of critical failure did Talbot have here? We haven't decided.
Oh,
Feeling it's not going to matter a whole lot, but maybe a little bit.
just to clarify, I have no use for willpower right now, right?
Not much.
I'll lose more willpower.
Roll a d6. That makes sense. Alright.
Not as bad as Sticky Book.
Yeah, not the sticky book's fault, though I have a feeling there's going to be some regurgitations. So Fenton is calling Corso. I did not see this coming, you guys.
No, we're both calling Corso. He's just holding the phone.
How do you have Corso's number? Are you calling the bookstore? It's obviously the bookstore you're calling, because I don't think Corso's
No,
ever giving you...
Corso and I don't know. Corso and Fenton have been talking for about a year or two now.
Yeah, and I think Fenton gave Talbot his number, so I think that implies that he has it.
I'm sure Fenton could have tracked down a number, if nothing else.
I would say, even though we aren't like bonded, I would say that at this point we've become acquaintances enough to, even on a professional level, because of our mutual interests.
All right. Yep. You will hear the answer. It's going to take not many rings, just 2 or so. Corso?
Is Steven single?
Long silence.
I ask again.
Who is this?
Tablet.
Tablet. Who
Please.
am I talking to?
Okay, so look, we really need to know, first off, is Steven single? Secondly, what do you know about sticky books on sex magic?
And crabs.
And crabs!
This poor guy.
Oh dear, that is actually an interesting question.
Which one?
Oh, then. Well, I have to say, that is an interesting question. I know some. I can't say that I'm the expert. Are you talking about that, Steven?
And I fold my hands on the little phone desk, even though it's not a video call.
Tablet. Tablet. Who? Fenton. Does he know you as Fenton or Brian?
He probably would know me as, I'd say it'd be Mr. Fenton. It's more of a professional relationship between us.
That makes sense. Mr. Fenton, who is this person that I am now getting acquainted to?
This is Initiate Tablet, my apprentice and protege.
I see. Initiate Tablet. As good a name as any. I don't know much about Steven's private life, I have to admit. But he's rich. As far as I know.
We saw you in the private section of Club Apocalypse. Do you think maybe you could hook an Initiate up with a meet and greet? I say and give Tablet a wink.
Guys, what are you doing over there?
Nothing.
That sounds like you're lying. Why are you lying?
I'm not lying. I'm just getting a date. Like I said, I always would. You know me.
I don't know if it's the
Well, good luck with that.
line
Perfect date.
or if it's you, but you don't sound entirely sober.
So
Well, I expected this.
Sobriety is a state of
You
mind.
people are,
Okay, let Talbot roll a persuade check with a -20.
Please critically succeed.
is this to convince Morgan that I'm doing nothing wrong, or is this to get a date?
This is to convince Corso that you are not completely drunk out of your mind. Though, you have to act like you are in fact not drunk. Control your speech so it's not slurred, and that didn't work.
But that's not a no on the date.
Morgan is drunk. Wait, no. Talbot
guess
is
it is.
drunk. Yo, you just hear Morgan just shouting, Talbot's drunk. She's not in her right mind.
Fenton's just gonna scream, Morgan, they have free coffee downstairs!
Oh, really?
To be fair,
You look-
Mr. Fenton, anyone who is asking for that sort of thing is not in the right mind, which I think is a prerequisite to even be accepted to that sort of social event.
Oh shit, does that mean we're in?
No.
I can hear the wedding bells now.
Maria is considering
No, it
the
doesn't.
ramification
But
of leaving you behind to get that free coffee.
I'll keep you on top of my mind, Mr. Fenton and Miss Tablet, in case there's an opening. How about that? We
You
are
do
always
that,
on the lookout
ma'am.
for talent. How else are we going to conquer the world?
I exchange glances with her and just say
I'm-
louder than I should, he's one of the crabs!
I'm gonna marry the head crab and you can't stop me.
What
I
is this
think
about
he's going to
marrying
hang up
crabs?
at this point.
I think the important question is, what's Blaze passed out drunk? Never mind.
She's probably watching this chaos. She's not bothering to stop anybody.
You know
Well,
who we should call next?
Who?
McCormick.
Which one's McCormick again?
The Spice Company.
I call them.
So we're gonna have a series of prank calls to various members of the Illuminati world government as concluded by Zizel, right?
Oh,
I
these
think
are
we're-
serious calls.
Talbot
Are you
does
gonna
that.
peer pressure Morgan into doing it? Because Morgan will be doing it if you peer pressure her.
Oh,
my
I am
God.
absolutely peer pressuring her. Not with alcohol, but with
This
calls.
is such a professional cell, you guys. I have absolutely all the confidence that
I
a cell will consider you to be soon one of the role model cells of Delta Green for everyone
What-
else to. Yeah.
They all do that. I think Fenton is drunk enough, and we have enough crazy books. I would like to try a non-sexual spell.
Oh no.
Very explicitly, non-sexual spell.
What kind of spell?
Morgan would be watching very closely to make sure
know.
you don't.
He'll pick out a cell that sounds moderately not dangerous, and he will find the corresponding gems,
Are
and
you
he will
sure you're
attempt
not?
it.
I've
Are
now
you
hung
sure
up
you're
the
not
phone
too
'cause I wanna
drunk to
watch
be
this.
reading this properly?
Oh, Fenton is doing weird things, and he's ever so tipping over the incense, and otherwise, yeah, there is. Oh, yeah, there,
I'm not doing shit.
and probably at long last there will be a lot of snoring in various parts of the hotel. I'm assuming we're having various separate rooms, obviously, for each agent here of the FBI. And I don't know how. Oh, we said it was the willpower points there. We're all gonna have a sleep and actually wake up without being dead, which is good. Because if you wake up dead, then something has very much gone wrong and lots of sanity points will be lost. Not saying it's impossible that would happen in
Zombie?
this particular world. But I will give both Blair and Talbot a D6 willpower points back.
Yay.
Yay. Of course.
It wasn't the most restful sleep, to be fair.
It was probably
Yeah.
not. And someone is going to need some kind of picker-upper in the morning. Hi, Talbot. Because, yeah, I don't
Hi,
think you're
Morgan.
going to remember most of the things that happened last night, including a certain phone call to Corso. That's just gone.
I remember screaming about crabs, and that's about it.
Yep, that's about it.
She wakes up and "Don't trust crabs" just scrolled on her arm over and over again.
Some
Crabs.
Old Bay.
Talbot, roll a d6. Let's see how many willpower points you get back.
Yay.
Wow.
Ah, hell yeah.
Good job.
She woke
Well-
up with a mission.
Yeah,
I need to go get some Old Bay now.
clearly. Yeah.
Are you going to? What are you going to do with a bunch of Old Bay?
I'm gonna use it to destroy the crabs, of course. That was obviously important to me in my altered state.
Are you
That's
still
what it's-
drunk?
No,
That
I am
doesn't scream.
completely sober.
You're dreadfully hungover. Aside from that, you're fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fenton's going through
Morgan
his
offered you a
phone,
banana.
wondering why he ever let Talbot borrow it.
Let's
Is there a
see
note
now.
on it too that also says "Don't trust crabs"?
Probably. You renamed several people on my phone to Crab A, Crab B, King Crab, Sir Crabs a lot, the Crabzard. That's gonna take
It's
forever.
1997.
I definitely-
Well, I guess you could have names on the phones now, so it's fine.
I definitely renamed Laura to Queen Crab. Do not anger. She will kill me in my sleep.
Talbot, as you are waking up, there in the morning. I don't know exactly when someone is going to wake you up. Someone's going to wake you up at least, but...
Morgan has been awake most
Morgan,
of the
yeah,
night.
that makes sense. Morgan, the one who was sober and can... I don't think
And
Fenton and Blair are
on
feeling amazing either, to be honest, but not as bad as Talbot. Because that was an intense night, Talbot.
Oh yeah. Maybe I should stop putting so much rum in the blender.
Maybe you should, yeah. That could be an idea. There is a key lying on the floor on the inside of your hotel room. It's one of those U-Haul keys, and there's a small cardboard card attached to it with a string saying the name, the address and name of a self-storage facility.
Oh yeah.
It's written
Green
in
dot.
green ink.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I think we can all guess what this goes to.
Yes.
He even sent you a gift. He heard about your interest.
Ah,
I know. I'm gonna make you the man of honor. But you can't wear the hat.
Aww. Can I wear
I'll
top
get
hat?
you a I'll get you a cooler one, okay? But not that.
Okay. As you are sitting there and having your breakfast, I don't know if you're doing it in the hotel lobby or in your rooms. It's much more comfortable downstairs in the restaurant, honestly.
Morgan steals an entire bunch of bananas.
That is all the potassium you'll need for today, probably. And you have the key, you have some leads to exploit for today. Talbot has an absolutely throbbing headache, obviously, because of last night. But you should be alright sometime around noon or mid-afternoon. Who knows, Talbot? We'll see. But it must have been a banger of a night. We can be sure of that.
Oh,
Where are
yeah.
we going now?
The
Think
address
first.
on the card.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
Yep. Address of the card.
Huh?
The storage locker. Address of the card.
Oh, address on the card. Yes, we're going to the green box. Of course. Very well. It's going to be around 8:30 as we're getting to the green box.
Benson also wants to try calling Laura again.
Oh my god, yeah, we need to.
Where is Laura in time zone wise? East Coast. So you're going to be 1 hour behind.
So 9:30 there.
Yep, roll your luck check. I don't know if she has an early morning lecture or if she's sleeping in today. Apparently, she is in fact not doing a lecture. She's gonna pick up the phone very sleepily, I might add. Because as an academic, you can keep your own hours. On the other hand, is she tenured yet? I don't think she's tenured. So she's on tenure track, which means that she sleeps about 4 or 5 hours per night. As she's working hard to make tenure. After that, everything is going to be gravy train and sabbaticals and everything. But the first 4 or 5 years are pretty intense. But yeah, she's answering in a kind of a blurred voice. Hello.
Hello, my sweet little archaeologist. We might have a problem.
Wait, what?
You remember that new hat you picked up for me at the St. Paddy's Festival not long ago? Turns out it had a lice colony.
Uh-huh.
There's a good chance a lot of our furniture and stuff might be contaminated.
Oh.
So I've already called. Some people were trying to take care of it, but I guess there's an epidemic of this happening across the DMV area right now. But you might need to stay with Maddie for a couple of days.
You are lying out of your everything, aren't you, Fenton?
You want me to tell her there's a demon shard in my bedroom?
No. I just want you to roll persuade so she doesn't realize that you are lying.
Will having people back up this lie help?
I guess not.
Yeah, why not? Help is a fine thing, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
How are we doing that exactly? Because he's on a phone. Oh, we're using the hotel phone with a speaker and everything. Yeah, that works.
Maybe, I don't know.
Even then, it's going to be a failure because, yeah, so she's going to be weirded out at the other end of the line. She's going to hear that more than one person, including like Talbot, is confirming this story, but you can probably hear on her voice that she's all, okay, this is really inconvenient because of midterms. I'm grading. I'm sitting here with papers. Deep sigh.
I know, it's...
Just life sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah. She will say one of those things where she's saying, nothing's wrong, dear, where you absolutely know that something is wrong.
Alright, I have to get back to work. We're heading into town today, and we have to stop by university, and it's a whole ordeal. But I love you. I will see you home in a few days.
Love you too, she says with very little passion in it. Someone is sleeping on the couch when he gets home.
Yep. Is anyone gonna ever fill him? I don't think the fence has been fully filled in yet, too, on why we're getting her out of the house.
I
Get
remember.
off
No,
of you,
we did.
Nana, off of pity.
Okay.
Dude, she's going to kill you, and I'm going to be her defense attorney. Okay? You're the one who is bad at lying. Okay? A hat from a St. Patty's festival. I've never seen you wear something more zesty for life than that.
You realize the kind of hats they have at St. Patrick's festivals? They're flat caps!
Ew.
And yeah, sorry, I'm not good at lying to my fiance. Hasn't really been something I've had to practice much.
Are you
Maybe
implying
you should, like,
I've had a
lie.
fiance that I lie to?
No, you're the one who's giving it. Forget it.
God.
Hey, guy. You, dude. Hey.
You talking to
Fenton.
me? Yeah?
Have this banana.
Have this
With
banana.
a sigh, I will take it, go. Thank you, Jacqueline.
You're welcome.
Sometimes all you can do is just hand someone a banana, right? We're going to a self-storage somewhere in St. Louis. And you have the key, you can go in there, and it's going to be one of the storage compartments. It has one of these roll-down doors, so you can secure it properly. And nobody can see in, so it's protected from prying eyes.
This place looks weirdly similar to the last one we went to.
Yeah,
Almost
the
like
last
they're a
one was in
franchise.
Knoxville.
It's almost like the same picture was used. Huh.
I'm not
think
going to
you're-
make a new picture for every green box.
Alright, what goodies are in here?
All right, a whole bunch of stuff on shelves and other things. But I think the single biggest thing that you will find there is sizable. It's like vehicle size, but under a tarp.
What is it?
It's a blue 1990 Honda Civic hatchback riddled with bullets.
Oh.
No
Oh,
license.
that's the missing car, isn't it?
Not at all.
Or
The missing
something.
car is a Mercedes. Like a very expensive Mercedes for rich people who like to burn rubber on highways. This
Okay.
is a very cheap family car.
Whose car
It would
is
be
this?
perfectly inconspicuous to drive around in. Nobody is going to look for a blue Honda Civic. It's like one in so many others. It just blends into the traffic really quickly. Except for all the bullet holes. That's a problem.
Benson's gonna give Jacqueline a crash course in what a green box is, because I think she might not realize. This is a drop from other Delta Green agents for us to use and future agents to use. So
I
at some
see.
point in time, Delta Green Cell thought to leave this car here.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff in here otherwise as well. There is a recliner with its back torn open. It's some kind of coated fabric, like fake leather. Most of the back padding is missing. You can see some thick red rubber bands scattered in and around it. There's a book. There's a knife. Morgan might be interested. This is a double-edged blade inside a plastic sheath, 3 3/4 of an inch. There are two 1911 45 semi-automatics. That's the classic Colt from before the Great War. It's a classic weapon. Slightly aged by now, obviously, as a model, but still fully functional if you want to put some hurt down range. There is a worn US Marine Corps K-bar combat knife in a black leather sheath. There is a pair of black leather gloves, though there must have been something wrong in the manufacturing because they have 6 fingers, not just 5.
Maybe they were tailored for someone with 6 fingers.
Who knows? Under another
Maybe
tarp, you'll find what looks like a burned corpse of a 4-legged animal with very sharp teeth. There's a specimen tag on it saying El Chupacabra, Ciudad Juarez, Mexico.
Oh.
I didn't think we just found Delta Green's garbage can.
Huh. I don't think it's wise to be putting dead bodies with all this other stuff.
Not dead, it's wispy.
There's some dry, brittle, and stained notebooks bound by a leather strap. There's a VHS tape. On the face it says Family Reunion 1994. There is a thick leather-bound copy of an English translation of Mysteries of Asia. There is a reel with film on it. The old school style. There is an AK-47. It doesn't have any ammo, but it's there. And a gas cylinder, one of those pressurized ones. It says Oxidant K stenciled on the side.
Can I take a look at the reel of film to see what's on it?
You'd have to have some kind of projector to be able to watch this thing.
What do the negatives look like?
Let's see. Looks like, I don't know, men and women standing in a circle?
Oh no.
That one's going at the watch later box? What's in the notebooks?
Oh, I forgot about the 3 pairs of night vision goggles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
The notebooks, bound by a leather strap, appears to be some kind of lab journals. Someone called C.A. Hansey.
Can I hand them to Blair to see if she can make any sense of them?
You can, yeah.
Hey
Guess
Blair,
I'll
what does
take
the
that.
science stuff say?
Do I need to roll anything?
About the notebook? You'd have to read the documents. It's gonna take
But I
longer
guess
than just...
I guess
I don't know how much
just-
time you want to give to perusing the notebooks.
she'll just look at the first page to see if there's anything of note.
Let's see now. This C.A. Hansi has been dissecting, apparently, a corpse. It says specimen number 1 and some notes around what parts of the corpse are useful and which ones are not for something. Hard to tell.
And are the following pages the same format?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dissection here of corpses.
And yeah, she'll just mention this is all just notes about dissections of different corpses.
Anything that might resemble the crispy one over there?
No, these are all human corpses. Yeah.
Just taking notes on the chupacabra body.
There's also a thick manila folder, very worn. It's like 100 pages inside of it.
What?
They're yellowed, and every page that you can, as you're flicking through them, has typed double-spaced rows of numbers.
So like every page is just numbers?
Yep.
Decipher.
That old leathery bound book there, Fenton. It's must have been heavily read because a lot of the pages are loose inside it. It says Secret Mysteries of Asia with a commentary on the Gorl Nigral.
Who knows what that means, but I'm gonna keep it for reading on the plane later.
Very well.
Interesting.
We put some sticky books in here before we leave. That make up for the ones
This
we
one
took.
is definitely not a sticky book. It needs to be a bit stickier because the pages are all loose and so on. Yeah.
Are there any equipment-wise, any kind of like normal, useful equipment in here, or?
Night vision goggles. Oh, the hardcover book, Practical Fire and Arson Investigation, 2nd edition. How about that?
Oh yes!
And Talbot.
Talbot is so happy.
Oh my god, yes. Fenton, I'm so sorry for saying your hat was gross.
It's apparently a handbook into criminal and forensic investigation of fire and arson. But yeah, in terms of equipment, you have night vision goggles, 3 pairs of them. You have 2 knives of different types, 2 semi-automatic pistols. I don't know if we're counting the black leather gloves with 6 fingers as useful equipment. That's up to you.
Absolutely.
And an AK-47, which is assault rifle.
Gotcha.
Also
No
the
medical
gas cylinder,
supplies,
I guess.
though. No medical supplies, drugs, chloroform, nothing like that.
No,
Morgan could take a tactical knife.
absolutely you can.
Well, he's taking not the Kavar, the other one.
So,
I'll take the other knife.
K-bar knife. We wanted to have... Oh, I mean, you also have, obviously. I don't know why Morgan doesn't have a handgun on her character sheet.
She's too cool for one.
You obviously have one.
That's cool.
There we go. I'll give you the SIG, because that's pretty standard issue, isn't it?
Mm,
If anyone in
Mhm.
this group has a backup weapon, it's gonna be Morgan, isn't it?
Yes.
of course.
Spencer actually does have one, because after that, I told you, after that first encounter with my gun jammed, I always keep a spare pistol on me now.
That makes sense.
It's not news.
So, what is your backup weapon then?
Wish I had a 32 police special or something like that, a small revolver.
That makes sense.
Alright, does anybody else want anything while we're here?
Can I take the 6-fingered gloves?
You absolutely can if you want to.
Yeah, they're mine now.
You're very happy for you.
Yay. What else might we
Ooh.
have that we
Maybe
want to
the
get?
empty AK. I could probably get something for that.
That is probably true, yeah.
Yeah, I could probably find some ammo for it. I'm in the middle.
Oh yeah,
I was in the
AK
military.
ammo is readily available in a gun store, so if you need to use an assault rifle that is not connected to the FBI, congratulations, you have one.
Untraceable is best.
If they ever get the gun, they're going to be able to match the rifling, but odds are that this assault rifle has never been registered with anyone. It's a Delta Green gun, isn't it? One of the most commonly available assault guns on the planet. Assault
Oh,
rifles.
if it works.
Indeed. All right. So I guess it's about 9:30 in the morning in St. Louis, and you have equipped yourselves for your day.
Shall we go to the university?
Sure.
That
There's
does
a
make
spooky
sense.
rock there that was used in a very spooky and gross act, and now there's a spooky distortion of reality.
What do you want to bet it's the crabs who gave it to the university?
Crab people, crab people, crab people, crab people.
There is a possibility whoever did it is a Marylander.
There's a high possibility. I don't trust Marylanders. Ever.
What's wrong with Maryland? Okay, I don't know. I haven't been there.
Look like crab, taste like people.
Living surrounded by Marylanders on the border of Maryland, you can't trust them. They're crab cultists, all of them.
I know.
Yeah, over where I live, there's just lobster and clams. Lots of clams.
There's nothing wrong with crab. Crab is great. But the Marylanders, man, they're obsessed.
I'm just
I'd say it's
telling you,
knowing
if there was anywhere the deep ones would have fled from Innsmouth, it's probably into the Bay of Fundy. Like, why not? Anyway, we're going to the university campus. And that's going to be fun, maybe? I don't know. Is it going to be fun? Who knows? University of Washington in St. Louis. You're going to the Department of Geology, specifically, to track down the professor who has, in fact, been analyzing the crystal that was sent to him by the feds. You are not going to be alone there. As you arrive, even though it's 9:30, it's mid-morning already. Let's see. There's students everywhere walking around, professors too here and there. It's your typical Tuesday in late March at the university. So, people are busy. Feel free to make me an alertness check, everyone.
Okie dokie.
For no reasons at all.
Hanover sucks.
Apparently, we are all blind, deaf, and mute today. So that's maybe
Hungover.
Yes.
Jackie hasn't gotten her morning coffee yet.
Why? That sounds outrageous.
Because she was distracted by all of your antics
That makes sense.
and wanted to make sure y'all didn't die because y'all were being dumb.
This makes sense. We are coming up to the counter at the department where you have some, I don't know, secretaries, staff. They're are you all dressed in your FBI style suits here, or how are we dressed? How officially federal agency do we look?
Morgan's got a shirt and pants on.
Fenton's in his suit. This is work.
So you're looking very
Business
official.
casual.
Yes.
But her clothes are well ironed. You could tell that.
Very well. Yeah, there's going to be someone there who's going to definitely give you attention. You're clearly not an undergrad who's going to bother them with some question because they didn't read the syllabus properly. Yes, what can I do?
Special Agent
How
Fenton.
can I help you?
My name is Special Agent Brian Fenton. This is Special Agent Blair, Special Agent Talbot, and Special Agent Morgan. We're here to speak with somebody in the geology departments about a sample that they're analyzing on our behalf.
Oh, that would be Professor Archer. Yes, of course. His office is, and they're gonna give you a room number and point towards the hallway.
Thank you. I will go to his office.
Indeed. Professor Archer, he's going to recognize you as federal agents as you're walking in, and he's sitting there with his morning coffee and frowning and lying on like a tray is a crystal. And it is 1997, so he actually does have a computer. It's a very bulky thing. And he's trying to write a report on it, and he's doing it with his 2 index fingers, very slowly. He's looking up at you and, let me guess, FBI?
That'd be correct. Good morning, Professor. How are you?
Good morning, agents. I'm okay. He takes another sip of his coffee. Just finishing up my report here for you. The crystal is in fact in a small plastic bag it's a Ziploc bag with it's labeled and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have this printed in a moment or so if you need the formal report, but there's really very little to it. The crystal it's just a pure quartz crystal. It's very common all across North America.
Do I remember quartz being a catalyst or focus for anything that I read last night?
I believe you just might. Let's see. Yes. Crystal. Quartz. Amplification, clarity, and healing. Believed to amplify energy and intention. So it's useful in basically any kind of magical working. Often called the master healer.
Interesting.
This object is almost cylindrical, or about 2 inches long, has about the diameter of a quarter. It's a bit rough hewn, pointed at one end and cut straight at the other. And I guess I could add that the cut on that end there is fairly recent. I think it's been done but with some kind of jeweler saw. I don't know exactly what kind it would be, the type of equipment that a jeweler would have at hand. But that's it. That's really all I can say. Feel free to take it back. I don't
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And should I? Wait a minute. Here we go. Just a moment. And he clicks on his backspace and there we go. Okay. And then where do I find print again? He doesn't know the keyboard command for print yet. Takes a moment for him to find out. But eventually his report is gonna print out. It's all of 2 pages or so. One of which is the front page saying, report to the FBI by Professor Archer, and so on and so forth.
Very good. Thank you, Professor. I don't suppose you knew the Colonel at all.
Who?
Alright, that solves that. The individual who we took this crystal from.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that, he says. If you excuse me, I have papers to grade.
Guess we'll collect the crystal in the report. So I guess, what do you guys think? The crystal alone doesn't seem to be dangerous. It's what you use it for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd still not touch it, though. Just for safety.
Fair enough. So amplification and healing. The amplification makes sense about maybe something went wrong and whatever he was doing and using it to amplify is what caused the whole explosion.
Maybe he wasn't doing things correctly, and that's why it exploded. Yeah, it amplified, but it didn't heal.
Maybe he wasn't also using it to heal. It's possible he was, but it's possible he was trying to do something else and it just...
Backfired.
Oh, definitely whatever he was doing backfired. Just, what was he doing? I think our next lead is pretty clear, then.
Torso?
No, and I pull out the brochure. These guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We're going to Annulsis then, apparently.
Yeah, we should probably research Annulsis before we go there. Have an idea of what they are before we walk into it.
Make sure they aren't nudist colony.
Yeah, I suppose.
Very well. We are gonna go in and look, research, and how are we gonna do that exactly?
The library.
A library. Yes, that works. City Hall might work too, in terms of, because it's a foundation, right? So to be able to rent things and incorporate as an organization in the city, they would have to file according to city bylaws and so on and so forth. If they are.
You all want to divide and conquer? We can go to the library and do like online research as to their history and anything that they might have done in the news. And then City Hall also looking at records for what they own, any activities, any lawsuits or cases against them, etc., etc.
I wouldn't
Nothing
mind
bad has
doing-
ever happened when we split up.
So far, I don't think so, actually. It's always when we're together, everything goes wrong.
I know, for once I'm not being sarcastic.
Alright, who wants to go where? I'd imagine City Halls and require a lot of bureaucratic know-how to navigate all that paperwork and documentation.
Yeah, that's a bureaucracy, definitely. There is no such thing as a library use skill in Delta Green.
So
You
who
get
has
it.
the highest?
Good.
Who has the highest bureaucracy?
I have 50.
Maybe
I have 40.
10.
Blair is the bureaucrat in this group.
Yeah.
What's your bureaucracy, Talbot? On a scale of, if you had to put it on a number scale of 1 to 100.
Oh, I'd say it's somewhere around 40, with maybe a little check mark next to it, so I'll get better in the future.
Okay. Well, Blair, you want to go tackle City Hall? And I can go with Blair, and then Talbot and Jacqueline can go tackle the library.
That makes
Alright.
sense. All right.
Could I try? Never mind.
Oh, I might. Why don't we have Morgan and Talbot do searches while Fenton and Blair are doing bureaucracy?
And are we searching the library like side by side, or are we in separate areas?
Either way.
I don't suppose I could do
This is a
law.
montage. This is a montage. What was that?
I don't suppose I could use law, trying to focus on like law documents and cases and stuff like that. See if there's anything like that in town.
Oh, said the handler.
I don't know what all law encompasses, so if not, bureaucracy is totally fine. It's not a huge difference.
Yeah, let's go with. I think bureaucracy is a better
Got it.
thing for this one. Paperwork. We love our bureaucracy, or do we?
Clicked it twice and nothing's happening, so I apologize if it rolls twice.
Oh yeah. Luckily, we used the first roll, not the second.
Oh,
one.
no.
That's a good thing.
Are you guys
Oh.
seeing rolls?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw 3
Yeah.
rolls in total.
Seeing
Oh.
some.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back.
And that was a failure. But on the other hand, Blair succeeded. And Talbot's hangover is not getting the best of her. Good job, Talbot.
I think this is my first success of the entire op.
Might be. So even with that throbbing headache, you're still pulling your weight in this investigation, aren't you?
Yeah. Maybe hungover, but I'm still magna cum laude.
Exactly.
Hey, there you go.
Let's see what we all find out here. Different things we do find out. Let's see. Analysis. Bureaucrats, which is Blair in this case. Apparently this chapter was opened 8 years ago, so that's 1989, by one Ted Stubbin. So let's see. It's located on Delmar Boulevard in University City. So you have the address when it was incorporated. I guess I'll update your materials here. Let's see. You have also in the library, Morgan and Talbot. You're gonna find some interesting stuff. He died 4 years ago, shotgunned to death by a mugger, apparently. Also, in Blair, we'll find that slightly earlier than that, there was, in fact, it's reported in City Hall. The Analysis Foundation reported in their office. The summer of 1993, the wall safe was stolen out of the wall. Apparently, what was stolen was not cash, only spiritual items. Some kind of spiritual item.
Specify what the item is.
Nope.
Helpful.
Of course.
What do you want to bet it's a gem?
Oh.
Very sticky gem.
Made of quartz.
Yes.
Sticky quartz. What happens
And
if you
you have to wear a silly hat. Even sillier one than you're wearing right now.
I am not taking that bet.
Yeah.
So that was 93. 4 years ago?
Yep.
That was a while ago. Gotcha.
Also, during this time, when we're doing this little investigation here, you will have a report being called in from the lab. That strand of hair that you found on the crime scene yesterday. And the blood type is A. Whoever had that hair on their head, likely, has blood type A.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
And was the Marine blood type A?
You don't know what the blood type of the Marine was. You only have a picture of the Marine.
Sure, we could find
Ew.
that info.
Have we found his name yet? I can't remember.
Nope. The inside of the cover, it has an inscription signed Ron, like R-O-N. So, to Larry for more than I can write. Ron. June 12th, 1994.
That's about the same time the crystal was stolen, wasn't it?
Crystal was stolen in 93.
And wasn't the book dedicated in 93?
Nope, it was dedicated in 94.
After the heist. Maybe he used the gem to get some sort of power that he then passed on to his friends.
Possible. We still know there's 2 people from that whole event that are MIA with a stolen vehicle.
Speaking
Shall
of
we,
which, as you're going
oh.
for lunch,
Yes.
you will have a call from Special Agent in Charge Gaston. Who is he calling? I don't know. Who is the point person who's liaisoning between this group and all the official law enforcement?
I thought Blair.
Blair it is, unless Blair says no.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Yeah, your phone will call.
She takes it out and answers.
Agent Blair, this is Gaston speaking. We have a location of that missing vehicle that you wanted found. It's on the east side of St. Louis. Here's the address. St. Louis PD found it about, I think about half an hour ago.
Alright, thank you. I guess we'll be heading over there soon.
Yeah, the good news is it's been stripped by local entrepreneurs.
Yeah, fast.
Okay. Yes, we'll be over quickly, thank you.
Stomachs are growling, but you can make it over there within maximum half an hour, I think.
McDonald's over there. Probably McDonald's somewhere over there afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Just grab a bite. This is not the nicest part of St. Louis. This is definitely a poverty-ridden part of town, and I think that will speak to why the vehicle in question has been stripped of all its valuables. You're coming down there, and yeah, it's a pretty sad sight. The car, no tires, no hubcaps. There's a couple of uniforms, patrol officers there who put up the yellow cordoning tape, making sure that civilians can't get close. There's gonna be some kids who should be in school gawking at what's going on. They're not up to mischief yet, but they might. There's also a van with the forensics team. They're suiting up as you can. What do we want to do with this vehicle, my friends?
Inspect it.
Very well. Yeah, there is no car stereo on this thing anymore. Again, this is Roadster, right? It's a fairly expensive car. So, no wonder it has been stripped for parts.
You said there was some kids nearby?
Oh yeah. It's a lovely red color because red is much faster than any other color. But that lovely paint has been covered with tags and scratches and other entrepreneurial activities. Yeah.
I want to walk up to the kids and ask if they live around here.
The kids are immediately getting out of there. Unless we're succeeding with a human check to be nice and approachable, as it were.
No, I'm not. Oh, I am.
You are nice and approachable, apparently, today. Yeah.
I could never read my die rolls.
I guess it's the hat that does it. It means that you don't look like your typical Fed.
And the $10 bill I'm taking out of my wallet and holding up.
That probably helps too. Yeah, one of the kids will stick by and grab the $10 bill the moment it gets within reach.
So do you live around here?
No, he says, obviously lying.
And did you see when that car came in?
No, this time he's not lying.
Do you know anybody who might, I say, holding up another $10 bill?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I might. Okay, yeah. T-Bone and his crew came down here. They were boasting about this amazing, and they were doing some joyriding too. That was last night, or no, the night before. I don't know, something like that.
And if I wanted to talk to T-Bone, where would I find him?
He's gonna point it out to you.
Alright. I'll hand him the 10 and say, thanks, kid. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah, kid is just running away and going, yeah, let's go. I'm going to the store. What is the rest of the group doing while Fenton is talking with the local ne'er-do-wells?
Trying to peek inside the car.
What was that?
Standing around looking intimidating.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely.
Can I try peeking inside the car?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, it's a mess in there. There's some empty cans and bottles. Again, the stereo has clearly been ripped out. Yeah. The forensics team is going to start with fingerprinting the vehicle. And as you're watching them, you're going to see like all the fingerprints that are turning up. There's fingerprints all over this thing. This will take hours for them to lift the prints and isolate one set from another and all that sort of thing. That it's going to be a while.
Is there anything significant about the buildings around us?
The buildings around you, you have the car is parked like on the main street, or not main street, it's a side street, but there are alleyways, there are backyards, fairly easily accessible. It's a bit of a labyrinth around here, really. There's so many different hidey holes. There are dumpsters, there are trash cans, and so on. Bit of a warren, no doubt. So it's going to be fairly easy for someone to move around at night. You don't even know if there are any of the street lights are working here. This is a low maintenance neighborhood, let's just say. And some of the doors will be boarded up rather than having proper glass and so on.
Hey, Fenton, did the kids say anything?
Yeah, they said T-Bone and his crew are probably the ones who got to this car first. I'll ask one of the local officers if they're familiar with T-Bone.
Yeah, one of the local officers will say, yeah. Yes, sir. One of the local career criminals. Possession, burglary, theft, you name it. Rap sheet long as my arm. You want to bring him in?
What's the rest of the group? Do you guys want to have the police bring him in and talk to him? Do you want to try and approach him and talk to him?
Let's try approaching him first.
Yeah.
He does have a local address, so that's not going to be hard to find. Are we knocking on the door? Do you want uniforms with you? Do you want to go at it without the uniforms?
Do you think he will respond well to intimidation?
Maybe.
I'm good at that.
You definitely aren't you.
Maybe no badges, but yes, scary Morrigan.
I'm back. Hello.
You'll get up to the house. We're knocking on the door. Let's do a luck check. Let's see if Mr. Bone is even in at the moment. You never know.
We could
Could be
always
anywhere.
just stake out his house and wait until he can get home. Then jump him.
Set a couple of uniforms on doing that.
What?
Did anyone roll a luck check yet? One person rolled a luck check.
Morgan!
Alright,
Morgan
let me
rolled a
just
luck
do
check.
that. I'm rolling.
Roll is on the luck check is on the black border on the top of the sheet. Because of course it is.
Black border.
Yep. So when you're over the name of your character, you have this little
I see that.
double click. Exactly. Here you go. It seems to me that Mr. Bone is not in at the moment.
Do we have a secondary plan for this?
Yes.
I guess just have the police bring him in, because we just need to talk to him is the thing.
Yeah.
Because he saw these people.
I guess we just have to approach him and hey,
We're not interested in your crimes, but we are interested in the car's crimes. Because the car is the criminal here.
The car is the criminal.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You're walking back towards your own vehicles and maybe having a chat with a local officer. One of the local officers will be like, agents, sir, ma'am, we found something here for you. You might want to have a look at this.
What is?
The seaweed.
They're going to lead you in towards an alleyway nearby. There's a dumpster. And lying inside the dumpster is a dead body. It,
Boy.
is pretty smashed up.
Male or female?
It's a woman, definitely. Her face is completely smashed in.
Ugh.
Is this an assault case turned to murder? Is this?
Why don't we have Morrigan, in fact, roll a sanity check for seeing this absolutely messed up corpse?
Okay.
You've seen worse.
Well, I've seen way worse.
Her face is no longer recognizable. Someone has just absolutely caved in the front of the skull, basically. It's just a bloody mess of flesh, cartilage, and bone fragments.
Is she wearing any clothes?
She is wearing a dress, but she's not wearing shoes. And she is not wearing underwear.
Oh,
What-
so
What unaccounted clothing did we find left behind? There was the man's pants, was it? And what
Yep.
was the woman's clothing?
Yep,
Underwear?
Was it woman's underwear?
yep.
Alright, I think we found one of our two missing people.
Yeah.
Feel free to roll a search check, too.
All of us?
Only if you're searching for things. I'm just saying it's an option. Like,
I'll
investigating the
search.
crime scene and such.
No.
Wow.
No search.
44.
There you go, Jacqueline.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay. So,
There you go.
I don't know how Morrigan is going to react to the others trying to search for things, because clearly they are not good at this.
They're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. It's right there.
It's right
doing it
there,
wrong.
yeah. Morrigan is just showing you how it's done, basically. And like, step away. Nobody's actually critically failing here, so we don't have anyone stepping on vital evidence. As you're looking over the ground around the dumpster, you are going to see, first on the ground, you're going to find teeth splattered across, spilled like someone has been playing dice with a set of teeth. All across. Many of them broken. And as you keep looking around here, you will also find, stuck to the wall of the alley here, blood and hair.
Is it blonde hair?
It is not blonde hair, but it does
So-
match her hair color.
Her face got smashed into the wall here. Are there any cameras or anything? I'm strongly assuming not. But any cameras, any windows in this alley?
Windows, not really. Cameras, definitely not. There's a fire escape, so, people have access to the fire escape through, I guess, windows then. But Yeah, that would be it.
I was interested more in like any indication somebody could have seen what happened in this alley.
Not
But it doesn't look like
impossible. You could send the uniforms out to canvass the areas for that sort of thing. That's what they're for. Lots of legwork, labor-intensive stuff.
I assume they've been doing that probably already, at least for the car.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they'll have uniforms out. But as far as the St. Louis PD is concerned, the uniforms you talk to, they're not going to hold their breath that you're going to find anything.
Fair enough.
This is a neighborhood where people have learned to not see anything or hear anything or notice anything.
So the teeth you said look like they've been rolled like dice? Not
Well, just
scattered like they
scattered.
got smashed out?
Yeah, more the scattered by being smashed. Someone took care to make sure that her teeth were not in her head by the time she was dumped in the dumpster.
Guessing they probably smashed her face here into this wall right here over and over again.
Did they not want people to recognize her?
That makes sense. Since it's 1997, you can't depend on DNA technology to identify someone. It's fingerprints and dental records for the most part,
And we have
to some extent.
Have her
Yeah, but the
fingerprints?
teeth are not going to help because you need to have them inside the mouth in their correct positions. But
Her fingerprints?
her fingers are in fact intact, so you can lift her fingerprints.
I just hope she has anything, because she has nothing in any databases. We won't get anything. So hopefully she's got something in there.
If she is one of Mr. Beagley's entertaining girls, she will definitely have a rap sheet as a local prostitute, unless she was fresh on the job.
See what happens.
Yep,
Better than nothing.
indeed. All
Okay.
right.
And there's no indication of which way the killer may have gone. Morgan's super amazing eyes can't see any maybe like blood trails or anything.
Not sufficiently to be able to trace any significant extent, no.
What do you take me for?
This person
Bloodhound?
was probably splattered with blood, like on their hands and on their clothes. If you can find their clothes somewhere, you would definitely be able to tie them to the scene of the crime.
Morgan might be onto something. What if we got a bloodhound, had it smell the pants, and see if it can pick up a scent at all?
That could
Yeah.
make sense. Does anyone also want to make, since we are in fact at a crime scene, a forensics check? Speaking
Do
of
that.
chasing down leads,
I cannot.
anyone who can. One
I
day,
cannot-
Morgan will learn forensics, right?
Blair's got it.
Blair is the one who apparently is on the case today with the forensics. You, Blair, as you're obviously being the doctor of the group, interested in the corpse, aren't you?
Yep.
You can't really tell exactly what the cause of death is from just looking at the corpse in the dumpster, Blair. You'd have to examine it on a table in the proper controlled environment and the right equipment and the right light and all that sort of thing. But like her skull is nobody's gonna. You can't say exactly what killed her, but the trauma to her head is not survivable. There might be other wounds, might be post-mortem, like recently post-mortem, the damage to her head. She could have been strangled and then dumped. You have to have a further look with the autopsy to determine that. But you will find some fragments of brick in her hair. And you will also find a partial fingerprint on her neck as she's being carefully lifted out of the dumpster and put on for transportation.
just wondering, is there a reason why I'm marked as exhausted?
Oh yeah, because
about
of your... but
hangover?
the hangover is now lifted.
Oh, sorry. I was a bit confused.
By the next scene, the hangover will be over. Finally coming to.
Anyone else have anything they want to do or any ideas, or shall we fetch a puppy?
Let's go get a puppy.
Alright, let's grab the pants whoever has them, and then request a canine unit.
Okay, let's see what we can do with the rest of the things. Where are we going with... What's the next step?
Lunch, maybe?
So yeah, get some lunch while we wait for the puppy in the pants.
Did you say the puppy and the pants, or the puppy in the pants?
Yes.
That's just weird.
I've said puppy enough. My dog is now running to the office, tail wagging.
Ah.
Aw. My cat's right here on my lap. Oh.
Yeah, let's get some food and wait for police to finish talking to all the locals. Wait for a dog to show up, the pants to show up. And then we can see if the dog can get a sense. And if the police find anything with locals.
You will get a report from the hospital, in fact. Someone is calling you from over there. One of the nurses. Apparently, Senator Vittorio is now awake and available for questioning for your investigation.
We can divide and conquer. We can all do that. What do you guys think?
Sure, yeah. What do you think, Jack and Blair?
Suppose we just split up again?
Yeah,
It might be quicker that way.
save on time. Who's good at talking to people?
Mm.
I mean, Blair's good
I'm
at
good at
medicine and medical
making
stuff.
people sad.
I have a 68 human. That's...
That is excellent. That is
Alright.
a very good skill in this particular.
And maybe Blair, since you are all medically smart, if you guys want to go to the hospital, and then Morgan and I can work with the dog.
Alright.
What?
Unless you
Oh,
guys want to work with the dog as well.
Right. Yeah. Long story short, with the bloodhound, it's it's not gonna get
Shoot, no fun.
no fun.
We still get to play with the dog.
You got to pet a dog today. The dog was very good. It was a good dog.
Yeah, it was.
The tail is wagging a lot. And you're gonna get a nice sniff and a couple of licks in your face for any treat you give the dog. Woof. So Talbot and Blair are going to the hospital, apparently, to have a word with someone. Specifically, a senator. I'm sure that's going to be completely fine. How often have you been speaking to senators? United States senators, no less.
I don't think I've ever spoken to one. Sober.
There's a first time for everything, isn't there?
Yep.
As we are getting over to the hospital, you are going towards the room where the senator is ostensibly resting. He obviously has enormously good benefits, so he has access to a huge hospital room all by himself. And unfortunately, before you get in there, There is a doctor who is going to run a bit of interference. You're moving towards the door to the patient's room. Hold on. There's a uniformed cop sitting in a chair next to the door there and leafing through some magazine and sipping on a Slurpee. And the doctor's going, oh, hold on. He's fairly tanned. He must be 55-ish, maybe. Looks like he belongs on a tennis club or something. But he does have his stethoscope around his neck and very well dressed. Where are you going?
To speak with the senator, with the FBI?
Yeah, see, Senator DeTorio is a patient of mine and I can't allow that.
Why exactly?
What?
Why? Because he has been hurt and he's under my care and I need to make sure that he is getting the best possible care. He's just nodding.
And we don't want to mess with that. We just have some questions about what happened.
You'll just have to...
Wait, how long?
That depends on his recovery process, obviously. I can't say for certain.
Is there exactly why we can't talk to him? Because it shouldn't interfere with any medical issues.
I'm just concerned about my patient's welfare, that's all. That's my business. Talbot and Blair, why don't you... Blair, the doctor, the report at least said, when you got the report yesterday about Senator DeTorio's health status, that he had a broken arm. So he should be absolutely fine to talk to people today, in your opinion, Blair.
Why are you concerned about his welfare when the report states that all he had is a broken arm? There should be no issue of us visiting him.
Because he's under my care, and that's my priority right now. I'm very sorry, agents, but that's just how it is.
Why does that matter? Why does it matter if he's under your care or not? He just has a broken arm unless there's more that wasn't reported.
As long as he is under my fiduciary responsibility here at the hospital, I simply have to. He's gone through a shock. Feel free to roll human, guys. Blair is probably mostly surprised that the doctor would go to these lengths to protect a patient. I guess it's admirable in some fashion, maybe? If we are very generous about things. I think Talbot's conclusion might be rather... He's full of it. Like, Senator DeTorio is obviously a really important patient of Dr. Chichester's.
Dude, I don't even think you're a real doctor at this point. You keep going on and on about fiduciary responsibility and stuff like that, but it is a broken arm. Besides, we're the FBI. We are investigating a murder, dude, okay? All we need to do is ask some questions about how the whole sex party went wrong, and then we'll be on our way, okay?
He's gonna stutter a bit. Actually, as it turns out, I have another patient right now, but don't disturb the senator. And he just walks away and does not look back.
I just turn to Blair and I go, that's the trick. You've got to really embarrass the prudes, and then you can get anywhere you want.
I don't think we're gonna listen to him, are we?
He's not even a real doctor. Yeah, let's just walk in.
Very well. So, you are gonna come into a very comfortable hospital bed. Like, the most comfortable... You've never had such a comfortable hospital bed, either of you. And you've taken some punches in the line of duty, haven't you? The TV is on, showing whatever is on the sports channel at the moment. Or possibly CNN, because it's a senator. He has his arm in his sling. And he's looking up, and he is frowning at you. He is very jowly, generally speaking. Just looks at you. His head is also a bit bandaged. He just puts down his remote control. Let me guess. Federal agents? Detectives?
Yeah.
Federal agents. Can I see your badges, please?
Yep, I pull mine out.
Blair does the same thing.
Yeah, he'll look at the badges, of course, and nod to himself. Uh-huh. What can I do for you?
We just wanted to know what happened at the party leading up to the explosion.
I wish I can tell you much. I do want to be cooperative, he says. But the evening was a bit of a blur, and next thing I woke up here with a... It was really... Let's see. I remember the hospital, but they must have been giving me some pretty good sedatives that really messed with my head. And then, yeah. It was a rough night, to be honest. Agent, a rough night. What happened over there? It was much of a blur for me.
Bruce. What was that?
Well, just something.
Huh? Oh.
The guy hosting it had some interesting tendencies and something went wrong. So we're just looking into how it could have gone wrong.
What was that?
The dude hosting the party had some pretty interesting references that went wrong, and we're just trying to see how those preferences went wrong.
I can't really say that I know anything about that, he says. Colonel Daniels was I heard he passed, unfortunately. But he was a strong and upstanding member of the community, an important part of the constituency. A terrible loss to St. Louis, really. So, I don't know.
And we're not here to besmirch his name. We're just here to figure out how he died.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. I didn't see anything about that. I must have been in a different part of the house.
Can I see if he's lying? Or
You
trying
can
to hold
definitely
something back?
see if he's doing that. Why don't you roll a human check?
Yay.
Okay. This is not Dr. Chichester, who was pretty easy to roll over, as you just did a few minutes ago. This man is a high-caliber politician who is used to be under the public eye and used to be asked all sorts of questions by various journalists, possibly even by the law. You don't know. It depends on what kind of shady dealings he might have had in the past. Maybe he's a completely honest politician. You don't know. But whatever the case might be, he's good at keeping a very straight face and talking about, I had no idea. I was just there because Colonel Daniels is an upstanding member of the community, and I need to check in with my constituents here in the city. He was working on some important defense-related matters, which of course is a matter of national security. But we've also been, frankly, friends and associates for a long time. And what you describe, I can't say that I have any knowledge about that.
It's sad to know you're such a boring person.
What?
You were in a party full of drugs and prostitute, dude. I would have just lost it. But you were just there checking in on a friend who was like buck-ass naked and having fun.
I was not in the same part of the house as the colonel. I was talking to one of the guests, as far as I can remember, when this incident happened. Tell me, all I hear right now is that it was some kind of a terrorist attack. Do I have any reason to fear? Is there any threat to me? Was I the target?
No. It was more of a device malfunction is what we're currently deciding with.
A device. Okay. That's
Yeah, batteries can explode in very interesting ways at very interesting times. So
battery explosion.
those double A's and triple A's, they're just so volatile. Yeah. Anyway, it's nice to know you were just talking, just air quotes, talking.
Pure social call, he
to-
says. Pure social call.
You were talking to a super hot woman who was paid to be your friend for the night, and you were just talking? My dude, you fumbled this so hard.
He's frowning at you.
I'm having a lot of fun making fun of this old man.
It's just... You know what, Agent Talbot, was it?
Talbot,
I
yeah.
am a United States Senator, goddammit. I could have breakfast with the Eternal General and get your badges pulled before coffee.
Oh,
Now,
please
you give
do.
me some respect.
Please do. I'm begging you. Anyway, I'm gonna give you some time so you can go do that. See ya.
Yeah.
Gonna walk out.
Blair's just following. She didn't bother stopping any of that.
Fenton's petting the puppy and looking up at Jack and going, I wonder how the others are doing. I'm sure nothing career ending.
I'm sure it's nothing career ending. Meanwhile, in a different part of town, Fenton is hopefully
I'm just
not.
saying.
Fenton and Morgan are hopefully not doing anything career ending. Where are we going next?
What, like, after the dog?
Yep.
We can go back to C's place, or whatever the heck his name is, and see if they're back.
Oh, Mr. Bone. Yeah.
That was it.
Apparently,
home yet?
St. Louis PD located him. He claims he has no knowledge about anything. They can't really place him at the scene yet, though if they manage to pull fingerprints from the vehicle matching Bone, then they will be able to press charges along the lines of Grand Theft Auto, because it was... Or
We have
at least theft from the vehicle, breaking into a vehicle, that sort of thing. I don't know the legal terminology for that.
a witness identified him and his gang at the scene.
Yeah.
That's enough to bring him in.
It is
and
enough
talk
to
to
bring
him.
him in and have a word with him, absolutely.
We should probably wait till the others are back with us before we do that. So, is there anything you would like to do, Morgan?
Morgan is following your lead. Morgan is
Yeah.
here to shoot things in the face.
All right, let's.
I'm here to follow orders, not to give them.
Oh, yeah, it's a team collaborative effort.
It is
But,
a team effort, Morgan.
I'm here to follow orders, not to give them. I am
Feel like-
incapable.
Feeling intimidated by that.
Tell me what to do, please.
Feeling very intimidated. Let's regroup with the others who certainly haven't done anything career ending, and then go talk to this T-Bone guy who also we definitely won't do anything career ending while talking to.
Very well. This will likely take place at the St. Louis Police Department. They have interview rooms there for you. And Mr. Bone is there. And he is very snarling and very impatient and very not pleased at all with the fact that he is sitting in an interview room.
Hello, Mr. T-Bone, is it? I say with a raised eyebrow.
Yeah, what's it to you? He's dressed as your local gangster, basically. Lots of bling, lots of baggy pants, hoodie, and so on.
My name is Special Agent Brian Fenton with the FBI. One of few questions for you about last night. Before we begin, can I get you anything? Are you hungry? Thirsty? Need to smoke real
I
quick,
just want to
or
get out of here. You don't have no reason to hold me.
actually, that's not
Federal?
entirely true. In fact, we have eyewitness testimony that places you at that car last night, that conveniently stripping it to pieces. Apart, you and your boys, if I remember correctly.
Oh, they're lying. They're lying, all of them.
Here they are.
Human checks going. There is no intimidation skill in this rule set, unfortunately.
Mm.
Oh yes, Friday is in fact here as well. Yeah, and Blair is too.
I shall roll.
Nope.
A human inches long.
Yeah, you can learn a lot here, Morgan. That's what you can do.
Morgan's good at breaking people, not reading people.
This is true.
Rolling.
Yeah, no, you have absolutely no
Mhm.
idea to read this person or how to approach them to get them to collaborate. I guess you can throw them up against a wall and do other things that are definitely career
I
ending
could punch.
that you
I can
absolutely should
punch
not be
him.
doing. But other than that, no, not really.
I learned this from the schoolyard bullies. You punch
Exactly.
somebody hard enough, they can tell you anything you want.
Probably, maybe what they think you want to hear, but not necessarily what you want. It's going to be a bit of
Anything
a
you
back
want.
and forth here, Fenton and Talbot, with Mr. Bone here, but he'll be like, eventually, he's going to be relenting. Hey, okay, I was there. Sure, what do you, man's got to do his business. I have a business to take care of, and here was this amazing guy just sitting there, nobody in it. If the ride is sitting on my turf, it's my ride.
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah. The tractor on your land, it's yours now.
Exactly. And I'm sure you had no idea about the fact that it was involved with a brutal homicide that occurred very close by.
Nope. You would actually believe what he's saying at this point with that human role. He
Yeah.
seems to be absolutely blissfully unaware of a homicide.
Thanks much.
Technically, the homicide, it's not very far in St. Louis from the vicinity of University City where... Oh, you're talking about the smashing of the face in the alley, of course. And the... Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about that, man.
And I believe you. Look, to be completely honest with you, Bone, I don't give two shits about the car or what you did with it or whatever. I'm after the person who is driving that car. So maybe you can give me a hand with all this. We can get you out of here.
I wish I could, officer. Agent. Unfortunately, I didn't see nothing. There was the vehicle, it was sitting there, the car, the ride. It's a beautiful ride, right?
It was.
Not anymore.
Fair.
I imagine you've got some influence in the community. Am I correct?
I can speak to a guy or two, yeah.
Maybe you should do that, and perhaps your contacts could help give us a lead of the man who is driving that vehicle and what became of him. And if you could help scratch our back, I'm sure that we could help scratch yours a little bit.
I don't know what to tell you. Me and my boys didn't see nobody driving that car. But I can ask around. But I ain't no snitch.
Oh, trust
Well,
me,
as-
it's snitching on an army man. It's not real snitching.
I have a reputation to uphold. If people in my
And-
hood find out that I'm talking to the 5-0,
Yeah, and what would people in your hood respond to somebody brutally murdering a young woman, bashing her skull and face in against a wall on your turf?
I'd say that I need to talk to the person really carefully about whose turf it is. Ain't nobody smashing nobody's face in a wall on my turf without my knowing about it. Not that we would ever do such a thing, you understand, Mr. Agent.
Understand 100%. Look,
See,
all
we
I
protect
want...
our own.
Look, I have no interest in your people or your turf or what did or didn't happen to that car. I just want to catch the monster that disrespected you and your authority on your turf. If we work together, we can help each other on that. I don't even need you to necessarily be a snitch, but just maybe a little extra information of what might have been seen and a point in the right direction. Which, might I add, will bring a lot of police presence out of your turf right now.
I hear what you're laying down. I hear it. I can't ask any of my crew from in here. See what I mean?
I nod. Go. We'll speak to the detectives that brought you in, and we'll have them reevaluate the evidence that was used to bring you in. Now, of course, it could be verified in the future that evidence was just as solid as we thought it was to begin with, and just kind of let that sink in what I'm implying.
Yep. He seems cooperative at this stage. You have some kind of rapport with him. Very
Right.
transactional, very temporary, but he clearly doesn't want to have a bunch of uniforms surrounding his hood. And he also clearly doesn't like that someone clearly disrespected his authority by... Maybe there is even a bit of a nobility to this fellow. That's not a way you treat women. This guy would probably not hesitate to bash your face into a wall if you were not wearing a badge and if you disrespected him on his turf, but he's probably not going to treat a woman like that if they're under his protection.
That's fair. And I'll write down a number on just a scrap piece of paper, so he doesn't even have to be seen talking to any uniforms or police.
Sounds
And
good to
he
him.
fine. Does anybody else have anything they want to say or do with this upstanding citizen?
I think you said it quite succinctly.
Very well. The upstanding citizen, Mr. Bone, will take his effects and leave the station. And he has a certain swagger to him as he goes out there. After all, he has to maintain his reputation. And there's definitely some of his crew outside that are going with him, picking him up in their own ride, and they're going to leave.
How'd the talk with the senator go?
Oh, I'm retiring early. Probably. Hopefully.
I look
It
at
did not
Blair.
go well. It did not go well.
What happened? What did she do?
She snapped back at the senator.
I did not snap. I simply pointed out that he was now the #1 fumbler of relationships that I know of.
You always want to misdirect the topics at hand.
I was not misdirected.
Unrelated things.
He is not exactly he's not the best liar, nor is he the best with women. See, you gotta mess with their little egos, and then they flip up.
Did you learn anything talking to him?
Oh, I learned that he was definitely there. He definitely knew what was going on, and he definitely has a bit of a marriage problem.
Yeah.
That relevant?
Might be.
I'm thinking wrong. I thought his wife was dead. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
You have his file.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull Senator Vittorio.
Yep.
No, he's divorced, not dead. Okay.
Told you.
Yep. No, you're right. Right on. All right.
Sure, he's a dreamboat.
Absolutely.
So next step. Who wants to go pay a visit to a cult?
Me, please. Please.
I picked
I'll
Talbot.
go.
I think we're all going.
We can all go. That was a rhetorical question.
What? You asked the question and I answered.
I
You did indeed.
Yes, you did, Morgan. Yes.
All
Yes, you
right,
did,
that
Morgan.
sounds to me like we're heading straight for the local analysis chapter, doesn't it? Very well. You're going back into the university city again. Nice part of town. Lots of students cruising around. It's mid-afternoon by now. I'm sure there's going to be a mix at the local cafes. Everybody's still indoors because it's too cold to do outdoor serving. But the local cafes and bookstores and other similar student-related shops, thrift store, surely, there's people patronizing all of these establishments. And also, there's a storefront to it. It's none of the main streets necessarily, but a side street with other similar small establishments. There's probably gonna be a cafe on the corner, maybe a bookstore, potentially a pawn shop, but maybe not. Some other stores around here. The storefront itself, glass front, of course, covered with posters, so you can't really see inside. Small cracks there between the posters. These posters are high production value, I might add. They show pictures of people standing in white robes. They're meditating, either sitting down or standing up. And you know what they have holding in their hands as they are meditating?
They're realizers.
Yes, they're realizers. A crystal that looks very much the one that is currently in your possession in a Ziploc bag. There's a halo around the person who's meditating, and you can see the big bold letters, "Find your true light." Others have clouds and restful scenes. One is very fanciful. The faithful people, they're dressed in their white robes, crystals dangling from chains around their necks, and they're flying like angels over a majestic mountain range. That's the storefront that greets you as you are approaching.
So, spark notes on these guys. They're one of those, our spiritual wellness group or something, I believe. Super into crystals. The crystals are their realizers. I'm trying to remember off everything I've read quickly. And it's like how you can channel and amplify power and ability or something like that. They had a break-in. The break-in was in 93, right? When they lost something of spiritual importance to them. Anything else that you guys remember, all of them?
Their founder was murdered.
Right. By a hobo or a mugger. That was a mugger. The crystal. What's the difference between the one on the poster and the one in the bag?
The one on the poster has the pointy bit on both ends.
The one in the bag only had it on one end, didn't it?
Yep.
Interesting. All right, let's go buy some sticky crystals.
They are not sticky. Or are they? What are you? I'm not going to ask. Because that would get awkward really fast, wouldn't it?
I'm not even sure they're gonna want this holy crystal back.
Who said anything about giving it back?
Why would you want to keep it?
I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I don't know what the hell's going on with all this yet.
As
And
you are stepping in, you will come to an open area. It's about 40 feet by 20, covered with mats and rugs. At the back of the store is a slightly raised platform. On a wall behind the platform is a large tapestry with black on gold background, depicting two cupped hands holding a crystal. Along the walls are displays of various pamphlets and books and tapes, both audio and video. They are advanced here. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot about find your true light. To the right is a desk with a cash register and a computer. And there's two young ladies standing by here. They are very pretty girls. They have white shirts and black pants. And they have necklaces. And behind them is a big poster with two gentlemen. It's like a picture thing with two gentlemen shaking each other's hands, and they both are dressed in white robes.
Definitely not the standard of a cult. All right, our little wannabe cultist. Go introduce yourself, I say, slapping Talbot on the back.
Bro, I don't want to be this kind of cultist. Come on, man. Go up to the desk, like.
Yeah, these young ladies are smiling at you as you come in.
So, I heard you guys were maybe missing a crystal.
You don't.
Important
Okay,
one?
yeah, they're absolutely not. Yes, yes. Welcome to Analysis. What can we do for you?
Hi, I'm Special Agent Talbot. I was here inquiring about the different kinds of crystals you have for personal reasons. Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's great, she says, eyes widening immediately. I'm Sarah.
nice to meet you.
This is Diane.
Nice to meet you too.
And we'll be happy to answer any inquiries you have. It's so important to find your inner light, isn't it?
Yeah,
Of course, only members get crystals.
of course.
But we would love to enroll anyone who is seeking to unleash their true inner light.
How intensive is this enrollment process? Do I just sign away my soul, or what?
They will describe it. They're putting out pamphlets and presenting them in front of you, and you have to go through a series of meditations. And of course, we encourage you to first come and participate in some of our events here. We have the schedule on the door. We have daily meditation exercises at 6, so that's in 3 hours. We have weekly discussions and conscious racing sessions on Thursdays at 7. And on the 1st of the month at 7 p.m., which is tomorrow, every member in the area come together because we have to charge the spiritual reservoir.
I see. The reason I was asking about crystals is we found one and we were wondering who it may have belonged.
Oh,
So we'd like to return it to the right person.
of course.
It had a pointed top and a flat bottom and it was pure quartz. Would you happen to know anything about who might own it? Because from the pamphlets it seems like these are two pointed instead of just one.
She looks visibly confused at this. Huh. Okay, she says. What do you mean flat at one end?
I can sketch it out for her.
Don't we
Kinda looks-
have it?
I don't want to show them that we have it. They might take it. And it's
Oh.
Tuesday, so I care about Fenton's opinion on these things, okay?
Stop rolling.
Huh?
Cackle, cackle.
Oh.
It's constant rolling.
Yeah, it was pure quartz. It was pink. It had a point on one end, and on the other it was flat. It looked like it could have maybe been on display. And we found it in what seemed to be a ritual setting, a bit similar to what I see here. But I'm not an expert, so there may have been something different.
Huh? I don't really understand, she says. We do all our ceremonies here. Can I see the crystal so I can see if it's one of ours?
Sure, I
I'm
think
assuming
we'll-
you're all inside the store because you didn't say anything else. Or did you?
Yeah, I think we're all just perusing the store while she's being the greatest undercover agent ever known to man.
Right? Hi, I'm an actual, etc., etc. Yep. Absolutely the greatest.
Hey, look, I'm only good at this when I'm serious about joining, okay?
Absolutely true.
I did not expect the first thing you said to be was, I'm with the FBI. Yeah. Yeah, you can have the crystal.
Thank you. I show it to them.
They're gonna have a look at the crystal and say, no, this is not one of ours. And then they have a necklace and they will take up their own crystals because they have them around their neck on a necklace. And they're showing theirs about twice as long and they're pointed on both ends. So you see, it's not one of ours.
And if one were to be cut, what would happen?
They're looking at each other. That's not how it's supposed to be, they say. You can't channel your inner light like that. Who would do such a thing? They're looking at each other and looking bewildered again.
Was the Colonel?
Maybe just someone outside has seen our posters and improvised, or maybe someone who has nothing to do with us are doing their own thing and you just made a mistake?
We found your pamphlet near the crystal. Was the Colonel ever a part of your organization?
Colonel? They're looking at each other. I don't know if we can comment on who is a member, really.
I should say was a member.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can comment on that.
And if I became a member, could you comment on that?
Well, if you become a member, one of them is now looking a bit suspicious at you, while the other is super energized by the idea that you would become a member. If you become a member, then you can come to all our gatherings, and that would be great, and that would be amazing.
Yeah. Can't wait. See y'all tonight.
That's Diane, who is just, oh, I would love to have you as a member.
Yes, I'd love to make it however work and colleagues. And I'll be there if I can.
Oh, that would be great. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, if you come tonight in 3 hours, we have a meditation exercise. You can't come tomorrow unless you're a member.
Got it. I'll be there so long as nothing important in the case comes up. No.
Of course. Good luck with the case.
Thank you.
They're gonna whisper with each other a little bit. Yeah.
Do I just walk away with an armload of pamphlets?
Yep.
Yay.
How things go, Talbot? Are they on to us?
Oh, they're definitely on to us, but I have a yoga class tonight. Want to join? Does anybody want to join?
I'll go.
Okay. Hey Blair, want to go to crystal yoga?
That sounds ridiculous, but all right.
Nice.
It seems to me like the agents of Z-Cell are leaving the Analysis Chapter store in St. Louis for the moment, possibly to return later. But maybe we got some clues out of that visit, did we not?
You got some.
I'm trying to read. Is there a way we can get like a copy of this Your Realizer and You pamphlet outside of the game so we could read it?
I can absolutely send it over the Discord. So,
There's a lot in here.
there's a lot in there, yes. My friends, with that, we will in fact pause the story. Z-Cell has made some progress today, probably, maybe, towards their objective. The plot is always muddy because it's Delta Green. No monsters yet. Where's the monster?
I'm not sure there is a monster in this one. I think somebody was doing magic and it went very wrong.
Possibly.
Oh,
You
and
just
now
have
a psycho killer guy.
You'll just have to find out, possibly the hard way. Thanks to audiences for tuning in, and we will see you in a week from now.